Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Baltimore, RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. The buzz around the NFL is heating up, and the Baltimore Ravens are right in the middle of it. There's a serious rumor floating around that could reshape the entire AFC North, and it involves one of the league's most dominant guards, Quentin Nelson. Now I know what you're thinking. Nelson's name has been synonymous with elite interior offensive line play, a real cornerstone for the Indianapolis Colts. But according to recent sources, talks are heating up about a potential trade that could send Nelson to Baltimore. And believe me, this isn't just idle speculation. It's coming from credible insiders who say the Colts are considering a rebuild after a tough start to the season. So what's driving this? Well, the Colts currently sit at 4-9, and their offensive line has been a major issue. They've allowed an astonishing 41 sacks so far in 2025, which is a huge red flag. With the team's struggles on offense, especially with the OL, the Colts are pondering a significant shakeup. The core idea is to trade Nelson, a proven all-pro guard, in exchange for draft picks and a linebacker, freeing up around $23 million in cap space to bolster their secondary. It's a classic rebuild move, but the implications go way beyond just cap numbers. If Baltimore can land Nelson, it could be a game-changer for their offensive line and their entire run game, especially with Lamar Jackson leading the charge. Now let's talk about Nelson himself. This guy is a beast, a Notre Dame product. He's been a perennial All-Pro, and his PFF grades speak volumes. In 2025, he's sitting at an eye-popping overall grade of 94.6, which puts him among the top guards in the league. His pass-blocking grade is 93.2, ranking him second among guards, while his run blocking is an incredible 96.4, making him the top-rated run blocker at his position. He's allowed just 1 sack all season and only 4 hits in 13 games. His win rate on assignments is 85%, which is elite, and he's been a cornerstone of the Colts' offensive line for years. His career stats are equally impressive. Over 125 games played, a PFF grade of 93.2, and a reputation for pancake blocks, 195+ in his career, showing how dominant he can be in the trenches. Despite some injuries, like a rib injury in Week 10, Nelson has maintained his high level of play, playing 96% of snaps this season. Standing at 6'5" and weighing around 330 pounds, he's a physically imposing figure who, in many ways, reminds Ravens fans of the physicality and consistency we crave at guard. His stats are remarkable. 87% of his assignments are wins, with only 9 penalties so far. He's generated close to 920 yards after contact on runs, and in Week 3, he didn't allow a single pressure against the Texans, while notching 12 pancakes. His ability to dominate in the run game and protect the quarterback makes him an ideal fit for Baltimore's offensive scheme. Let's consider the Colts' perspective. They're in a tight cap situation, around $8 million left, and their odds of winning the Super Bowl are currently listed at +20, which is pretty long. They're focusing on a rebuild, especially on defense, where they rank 27th in points allowed, giving up an average of 28 points per game. Their defensive line has been decimated by injuries, with 5 concussions among their linemen, which has only added to their struggles. At just 29 years old, Nelson is still in his prime, and the Colts are contemplating a $30 million extension for him, but a trade now could accelerate their rebuild, especially after a rough 1-6 start that's seen them look for more youth and future assets, similar to what the Bears did with Jenkins earlier this year. Now, let's shift our focus to what this means for the Ravens. This potential move could be a massive boost to Baltimore's offensive line, which currently ranks 18th in the league with a PFF grade of 69.0. Acquiring Nelson would solidify the interior, turning it into a true brick wall. Sacks, which have been an issue all season, 37 allowed so far, could drop significantly with Nelson anchoring the middle. Imagine Jackson having more time to make plays, Derrick Henry thriving behind that improved line, and our running game reaching new heights. The numbers speak for themselves. With Nelson, Baltimore's rushing yards per game could jump by around 150 yards, and the team's EPA per run could improve by more than 17%. We're already seeing the impact in the short term. Nelson's presence would make the offensive line virtually unstoppable, especially in critical situations like red zone efficiency. Currently, Baltimore's red zone scoring percentage is around 56%, but with Nelson, projections suggest it could climb to roughly 71%. That's a huge difference in crunch time scenarios, especially in close games and playoff battles. And let's not forget, Nelson's influence could extend beyond just protecting Lamar. He could help open lanes for Derrick Henry, who's already racked up over 100 yards and 9 touchdowns this season. The Ravens could become even more explosive on offense, combining their potent rushing attack with improved pass protection. Looking ahead to the postseason, the odds of winning the Super Bowl are already favorable, but they could climb even higher with Nelson in the fold. Experts are saying that with his elite grade, currently at 96, in 2025, and his reputation for playoff success, Baltimore could see their chances increase by around 24%. The comparison to other moves, like the Jaguars' acquisition of offensive linemen in 2023 that boosted their rushing yards significantly, makes it clear that adding Nelson could be a catalyst for a deep playoff run. The Ravens, with their strong defense and dynamic offense, are in a prime position to capitalize on this potential upgrade. In conclusion, this trade could be the foundation for a new era of excellence in Baltimore. Nelson isn't just a stopgap. He's a pillar that could anchor the Ravens' offensive line for years to come. His ability to dominate in the trenches, protect Lamar Jackson, and open up lanes for Derrick Henry makes him a perfect fit for what the Ravens need right now. Meanwhile, for the Colts, this move might be about shedding some cap space, rebuilding their roster, and focusing on a brighter future. But for Ravens fans, the thought of adding a player like Nelson to an already talented squad is incredibly exciting. It's a move that could push Baltimore over the edge, helping them chase another Super Bowl and solidify their place as one of the league's premier teams. So, keep your eyes on this story, Ravens fans. It's not just talk. It could be one of the biggest moves of the season. The potential to upgrade the offensive line with someone of Nelson's caliber is rare, and if it happens, it could set the stage for a historic run in 2025. Remember, football is about trenches, and adding a guy like Quentin Nelson would be like building a fortress. The Ravens are already a contender, but this kind of move could turn them into a true powerhouse, ready to dominate the playoffs and aim for that elusive Super Bowl victory once again. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and the impact it could have on Baltimore's future is nothing short of game-changing. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think the team should pull the trigger and go after Nelson? How would it change the way Baltimore approaches the rest of this season and beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and the moves we're seeing now might just set the stage for another championship run. Keep the faith, Ravens Nation. We're in this together and the future looks bright.